Hey Sharks, I'm Lauren Menard from San Francisco, California, and I'm here seeking $250,000 in exchange for 5% of my company, Gob.
Wow.
So, are anyone's ears ringing? I mean, I kind of hope so personally, because that means that they're working, right? But that's what a live concert sounds like. Add on a snoring partner, a toddler that's screaming at 3 in the morning, or maybe you just live in a city that doesn't shut up. What's the usual solution for any of these scenarios? Earplugs, obviously, but here's the real noise pollution. The world produces 40 billion of these every single year.
Right.
And nearly all of them are made out of polyurethane, which is a fossil fuel-based plastic. So they're single-use, toxic chemicals. It's like shoving oil into your ears, to be honest. And they take over 500 years to break down. So what do you think the solution to this problem is? Well, how about mushrooms? So,
What?
Gob makes the world's first 100% bio-based earplugs that are crafted entirely out of mycelium foam, which for those who don't know, that's the root structure of mushrooms. They are completely naturally sound dampening, extremely comfortable, hypoallergenic, and home compostable. So when you're done with them, they disappear forever, just as they should. So whether you're at a music festival, on a job site, or you're hiding from a screaming toddler of yours, we got you. So Sharks, who's ready to cut through the noise and plug into the future with Gob?
How interesting.
And we are back with another Shark Tank reaction video. I am your host, Dave, a 10+ year intellectual property attorney dealing with everything from patents, copyrights, trade secrets, as well as trademarks. And man, this is an interesting one for me because I actually worked I'm in the Detroit metro area in the state of Michigan, and I worked at one of the, essentially the largest utility company, DTE Energy. I think his name at the time is Edison, in a power plants. You're dealing with earplugs and things like that. I thought that was interesting, the fact that she's saying that these are made from fossil fuels, and we're kind of essentially creating energy from fossil fuels, at least back then when I was working there, that being coal. So now the 3 things that I look for, plus the bonus one, is how simple is it? Looks pretty simple. I didn't realize that. What'd she say? 4 billion or 40 billion earplugs, talking about an untapped market that really hasn't changed a whole lot. How effective is it? A lot of times the effectiveness of the product can be based on the sales, and at a $5 million valuation, I would imagine that she has some sales to her product. And then what's the market like? Now, I don't think it's a saturated market for what she's doing, number one. And then the fact that hers is kind of a natural breakdown as opposed to the typical polyurethane earplug. So I think it's other earplugs out there. You have the ones similar to what I have on, but they kind of go over the ear and they help kind of cancel noise out. But as far as those ones that goes into your ear, the polyurethane ones that she talked about, I haven't kind of seen much alternatives to those. So let me know in the comments if I'm mistaken or I just haven't been out in a while. But I do think it is a market for it, especially if they work good in its kind of bio-based. Now, kind of when you're going with these natural products, these organic products, the cost can go up a little bit. So we'll see how that is reflective in what she has. And so far, so good. I like it. Then the fourth and maybe really the bonus one is intellectual property. Are you protecting IP? I think that's a Gob Earth. She does have a registered trademark for that, for earplugs. So again, shouts out to, I think she said her name was Lauren. Shouts out to Lauren from that. And regardless of what business you're into, at the very least, you should have a trademark on your product. So those are kind of some of my early thoughts. Please hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Hit that subscribe button and be a part of the IP community. We are so far 2 for 2. I think this season 17, episode 14. So we're chugging along. Maybe 3 or 4 episodes left. Let's see if we can make this a perfect 3 for 3 as we pull this back up and see if Lauren gets a deal. Let me know what you guys think in the comment sections as well. Let's go.
Wow.
So you simply place them into your ear canal and you just push them in, and then that's it.
When I put stuff in my ears like earplugs, it's deeply uncomfortable.
Yes.
This is less so. This feels almost
less so
enjoyable.
I love that.
That's very weird.
That is weird.
Okay, so how are these rated?
So a normal earplug ranges everywhere between 10 and 30 decibels, and ours is at 20
Now,
natural.
I can still hear you.
I can,
Yes.
yeah, I can still
Yes.
hear you very, very well.
Yes.
I have a lot of experience with earplugs in that I have a snoring husband.
Yes.
So I've been wearing them every night for almost 22 years.
Okay.
Wow.
And if I had them on and you were talking, I wouldn't hear you.
Mm-hmm.
But
Right.
with these, I can hear you.
Yes.
But an earplug should really have strong efficacy.
With normal earplugs, whether they're polyurethane foam, silicones, things like that, it actually knocks down the top frequencies, which is why music sounds bad. It's why like everything sounds muffled. But with our product, it's not full cancellation, but it's an improvement of sound.
How did you wake up one day and look at a mushroom and say,
That's
I
it.
got it, earplugs?
So on top of my mom losing her hearing 5 or so years ago and watching her decline, I started thinking about protecting my own hearing, especially because my fiance is in a hardcore band. So
Oh my gosh.
I am in
Okay,
loud spaces
okay.
all the time. So I was at a spin class. They handed me this jug of the polyurethane foam earplugs. There's something that happened in that moment where I was just like, oh, these are bad.
But how mushrooms?
We spent 8 months looking for a material that could actually solve this problem. Our partners, they're called Ecovative. They're mycelium gurus. They contacted me and said, you're the first person we're letting know about this material. Try it.
Okay. What have you sold? What are your sales? How much does it cost you to make it?
We only launched about 2 months ago, but we've done $40K in sales organically directly from our website.
Okay.
40,000.
$40,000 in sales.
And you have a $5 million
hold on one second. Let me
valuation.
get there. I'll get
Okay.
there. So the reason why our valuation is so high, and this is actually half of the valuation that I'm raising venture capital at right now, is because we are ahead of schedule with a live entertainment company, one of the largest in the world, getting these into all of their venues. So we will be the exclusive hearing protection on site. And if we were to penetrate just 5% of the audience, we would be at $15 million in revenue per
15.
year.
1
Per
5.
year.
What's your cogs on this?
So COGS are great.
Okay.
It's a very high margin business.
Okay.
Right now, we are at about under 10 cents per plug to make.
What do you sell this pack for? There's 4.
So that one that's our B2B pack that you'll get at venues. It's an option there. That's $5.
And your cost on this is how much?
That's about $1.
What do the ordinary foam ones cost, the ones that people use now?
So because they're made of a byproduct from the fossil fuel industry, they're, pennies to produce.
I have one issue that I want to point out to you. Before I started Kind, I had a company called Peaceworks, and it brought together Israelis, Palestinians, Jordanians, Egyptians, Turks to work through business and make peace. And I was so enamored with my mission that all I talked about was how important it was to bring people together. And the minute that I pivoted and I started focusing on the product's features, I started doing better. And then I had the idea for Kind by focusing on the benefits of Kind being delicious and nutritious rather than talking about how we wanted to foster kindness. And that made all the difference. In your case, you're very mission oriented, but there's still a lot of work for you to develop that hero product.
Yeah.
And so for those reasons, I'm out.
Okay.
Hey man, and as Daniel goes out, I do want to kind of give you guys some of my thoughts here. As I talked about, the price is going to be interesting compared to polyurethane. I think she said that those sell for pennies, where she's selling, cost of goods sold is $1 for, it seems like a 4-pack that, essentially retails for $5. So that's not pennies. So that'll be the interesting thing that she had to overcome. Another thing that I do want to talk about, and this always happens, is in my ebook, Got IP. Go check it out. That link should be in the description. When you're coming up with an idea, a lot of times it's going to be a problem that you're trying to solve, or that you are currently encountering on a day-to-day basis. It seems like in this case, it's kind of a combination of both, as far as kind of her trying to solve for her mom using or losing her hearing, and her, Lauren trying to avoid that. And one of the ways that she's, I guess, came up with doing that is, via the earplugs, which are kind of more natural, whatever the case may be. So I thought that was interesting. And other than that, man, it seems like $5 million valuation, 40,000 sales in 2 months. That's not shabby, especially doing, selling on your own website. But that's a far cry from $5 million. And although I think the fact that she has an exclusive market opportunity with these earplugs with a live entertainment company, that's still, I don't know. I just think it's going to be tough, especially with the Sharks. Seeing as though she has 40,000 in sales, again, it being early in, she has some opportunity. But the fact that she's valuing the company at $5 million, that's kind of my take on it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section as I pull this back up and see if Lauren gets to deal with one of the other sharks. Let's go.
I'm disappointed in that, but I respect that. Thank you.
I really applaud the mission. However, I think you're going to struggle. This is one of those products when they're at a concert and it costs pennies versus dollars, they're going to buy the pennies one. So I struggle with the concept. It's not for me. I'm out.
I respect that, but I do want to address that note. People care a lot about what they put on their bodies and in their bodies. If it is comfortable and performs well, people will buy it.
Okay, so I want to jump in. I think there's a big market you're missing that really wants no noise. They would like the sustainability and the mission, but the part that you have right now, I don't think is big enough. I think it's great that you're going on the path that you are, but the product's not for me. I'm sorry, I'm out.
Okay, I respect that.
I don't think you're worth $5 million. I don't want to get into a fight about it because having been on Shark Tank 17 years, I've seen every movie twice now. And I hate the movies where there's already a huge market established with a really inexpensive option. I'm choking on the $5 million valuation. I mean, look, that often is the problem in the Shark Tank, the optimism you have versus the reality of the market, which will come and eat you alive later, and you'll come back and say,
I don't think that's going to happen,
well,
respectfully,
I
but thank
hope
you.
it doesn't for you, but imagine how many people have stood where you are with that kind of optimism, and you should have it until the real world bites your ass. And that's coming to a theater near you very shortly.
I really don't think so. Let me just
listen.
This B2B deal is not our only vertical. We're going retail as well. So
Besides, you will be the competition at a significantly lower price. Look, I loved it. No chance in hell in investing. I'm out.
Then there was one.
Well, you still have one shark left.
Listen, for me personally, I have used earplugs to eliminate noise for 22 years. I don't understand earplugs to make sound better. I don't understand that as a consumer, who that would be for.
Yeah.
So for that reason, unfortunately, I'm out.
Okay.
Thank you so
All right.
much.
Thank
Good luck,
you.
Lauren.
Thank you, everybody.
Lauren. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Cheers.
One of the benefits of owning an earplug company is you get really good at tuning out the noise and tuning out,
like that.
unwanted things. And so, Kevin was a tough critic, but, I was able to pretty much tune him out and not let it bother me too much.
Her mission is dictating her product as
Exactly.
opposed to
Right.
product pulling the mission.
Yeah.
She is going to get run over by a train.
Well,
That's
isn't that cheerful?
I know.
And so what do you guys think? I do think that, I don't know, I'm not as pessimistic as the Sharks. I do think there is a market for this particular product. I just think the cost is going to be the thing that she has to really overcome. How well does these, and we'll take a look at the website here in a second, but how well does these earplugs work in comparison to the ones that are pennies on the dollar? I think that's going to be the big issue. Excuse me. I think that's going to be the big issue when you're talking about, and we'll take a look at the website. Matter of fact, I'll pull it up now. Check this thing out. Check out this thing. So it's a pretty straightforward website. Engineering comfort, quiet by nature. Gob, name is okay. She's protecting it by way of a trademark, so I like that. But look, it's a four pairs, I think it is. So I'm assuming that's 8. That's $10. When you're saying that would cost what, maybe $1.50, whatever the case may be with the polyurethane. I get it. It's maybe not the healthiest that you're putting in your body. That's why I think it is a market for it, because regardless of what we think about price, there is going to be people out there when you're talking about environmental friendly as well as a healthier option for your body. Again, it's going to be that. I think they had I don't know if it was last week or the week before that, where you had a grocery store company that kind of was selling kind of things in jars as opposed to the plastic, and they were making a ton of money just because people care about the environment, wanting to switch from a glass or a healthy alternative compared to a plastic. So I do think it is a market. I think for her, it'll be figuring out what that market is and leaning into that, and then kind of really telling that story that, hey man, the cost really is nothing compared to the quality that you're going to get in terms of being able to hear, the quality of life, all those things. So I think that's the story that she has to tell with this product. But I do think, unlike the Sharks, I think there's a market for it. Got the sound dampening, the comfort design, the 100% mycelium and compostable. So again, I think that compostable is a big one. And I understand whatever, comfort, whatever. That compostable is a big one. So I mean that's pretty straightforward, except that nothing patentable about this. So those are some of my thoughts, man. Let me know what you guys think about this one as I bring it back on myself. I thought we were gonna go a perfect 4 for 4. Seems like we are 2 for 3 as it stands. Season 17, episode 14. Let's see if we can get back on the track, right track on this last pitch to end up 3 for 4 for this episode. Like I said, I'm not as pessimistic as the Sharks are with this product. I do think there is a market for it. However, I think she has to tell that story really good, especially to overcome me paying pennies on a dollar with the traditional polyurethane headphones compared to headphones that cost, what, $1 to make and retails at $5. So that's just kind of my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. And hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm, as well as hit that subscribe button to be a part of the IP community. And again, go check out that ebook, Got IP. Shouts out to Lauren, man. I'm going to try to reach out to her to see if I can get her on the platform or the program. Let's go. Peace.